On this 4-day trip, I see dingoes, beautiful sunsets and beautiful boats, and get the perfect weather. Hi, it's Paul here from Sailing Cape Louise. It's the Thursday before Easter and I've come up to Lake Macquarie, about an hour and a half north of where I live. Lake Macquarie is about twice as big as Sydney Harbour. There's lots of interesting places to sail around here, and I've come to Gandhi boat ramp. It's not bad, there's nobody else here and it looks quite protected. Now it's about 4 o'clock. Just going with the genoa and the mizzen. Nice gentle pace. So we put in here, Lions Park. You see there's some boats moored just over here, so that might be a better mooring. Slightly out of the wind, we'll have a look. What a beautiful evening. You can hear the bellbirds going. Now I think that's Pool Bar Island right down there in the middle, which we've been to or around before. It's not as far as I thought it was. I was meant to be going to Mile Lakes this weekend. I rang up this morning and it's still completely shut because of the floods we've had in New South Wales. They reckon it will be another 2 weeks before the campgrounds and the boat ramps open because they're still underwater. There's a lot of water up there and it has to drain through all the lakes to get out to the sea, so it's very slow going. So a bit of a shame because I haven't been there for 2 years. Last year there were bushfires everywhere and it was shut. This summer was too wet. So I was hoping Easter, but anyway, that's what happens. This isn't a bad spot for the first night. It's Browns Bay, opposite Gandhi, I think that's how you pronounce it, boat ramp. And we're going up that way tomorrow. I've got the tarp up, half up, just ready to enjoy the sunset. We should be over in that direction. Quite peaceful. Bellbirds are very loud, but nice. Pop me up the mattress. And what better way to enjoy a sunset than a glass of red wine? Cheers. I'll tell you what, as soon as the sun goes down, it gets pretty cold. So it's time for dinner. And yes, you guessed it, vegetarian curry. And why not? I've got the galley stove ready to go. I've probably got about 15 minutes daylight. Still needs to thaw a bit. Yes, curry's ready. I was going to cook rice, but then I couldn't be bothered. So I just got a bread roll to soak up the juices. And the bellbirds have stopped, you might have noticed. You can hear distant traffic in the background because the Pacific Highway is over there, the main motorway going north. Shouldn't be too bad a night. The curry was fantastic. And what would Easter be without a bit of Easter cake? Normally my wife makes an Easter cake, but this year she's been a bit busy, so I've got a shop-bought one. Looks pretty good. Tastes pretty good. Anyway, see you in the morning.
Oh, good morning. It's about 8 o'clock, I think. Quite a chilly night, but yeah, very gentle, no wind. Very peaceful.
It's a beautiful morning. Clear blue sky, absolutely flat. And the bellbirds have started. Beautiful. The thing about Lake Macquarie is it's so big, it doesn't really get that crowded. Unlike Cowan Creek, where I often go down at Bobbin Head. It's pretty narrow there and gets pretty crowded. But up here it's so big. Just pushing the filter down in the coffee. Takes all the grinds to the bottom. Works quite well. Well, I've decided egg and bacon roll for breakfast. That can't be bad, with my vegetarian bacon. So I've added a bit of smashed avocado to give it that classy look. So smashed avocado, pepper, lemon juice, a bit of a fried egg, which is a bit of a mess, and some vegetarian bacon. Looks all right. Next time, I'll bring some brown sauce. Just chatting to some kayakers that came past, and they were telling me where I put in last night as a resident bull shark that sort of lives around there, so don't swim in the water for too long. So we're here, and the plan was to come up here, go either this side or this side of Port Bar Island, and then back down here and then camp here overnight. But there doesn't seem to be a lot of wind, so we'll just have to see how we go. That's Pool Bar Island, directly in the middle of frame, just behind that crab pot marker. So I was either going to go behind that or in front of it, but I still don't think there's much wind out there. I'll get the binoculars out and have a look. Well, we're off sailing. It's probably less than 1 knot of wind, but it might pick up later. Very quiet though, very peaceful. It's probably now about 10 o'clock. That's where we were last night, Browns Bay. Apparently this is a very popular spot for mooring, so we'll see how we go today with the plan. If I don't get there, I might have to come back, but I don't know how busy it'll be. That's where we put in over there. And in the distance you can see the Chain Valley Power Station towers. There's 2 or 3 power stations around Lake Macquarie, coal-fired ones. Don't know how much longer they'll be going. It's a little bit of breeze, not a lot. Yeah, I think I quite like Lake Macquarie. Nice. Well, they say it's all about the journey, getting there, but my goodness, this wind is terrible. We spent probably about 2 hours coming from just down there, and there's more wash from other boats than there is waves from wind. Occasionally there's a little gust. You can see it's really patchy. So I'm just hoping it's going to pick up later. Because we're going nowhere fast. Or slow. So this is all Point Wollstonecraft, which we've got to go around. I think it's all National Park, probably. That's Swansea over there, where all the houses are. And that's where the entrance to the ocean is. So we're coming up to the end of Pool Bar Island. It's taken about 3 hours to get here. Wind's still very fickle, probably only 1 or 2 knots. You just got to find the patches where it exists. And the ocean's just over there, so I'm not quite sure why it's just not coming straight over the top. I was going to go around, completely around Bar Island, but it's probably going to take another couple of hours with that sort of wind. It's very frustrating. I've said it before, it's a bit like golf. At last, it looks like we've got a bit of consistent wind. It's probably only 2 or 3 knots now, but it seems to be fairly consistent. So much better when the wind's blowing. However, this is pretty nice. It's Good Friday. There's not a lot of people about. And it's a big space, as I said before, so there's lots of room for everybody. Yeah. Thinking of you, Torren, as I go past Bar Island. I know you've paddled around it in the past. It's still here. Torren lives in New Zealand now. So we're just coming up to the end of Point Wollstonecraft. We've got to go around these 3 yellow cardinal markers. Cardinal markers there. Just coming around here. And over there in the distance is the disused Wangi power station. Somebody else is sailing. And down that way is the Chain Valley power station. Yeah, they're everywhere around here. As you can see, the wind's picked up a bit now, so we're actually sailing. Frying Pan Bay, and there's a boat ramp in there and those trees somewhere. Hopefully a fishing boat's going to show us exactly where it is, because it's not obvious. There's a port and starboard marker. Nice houses around here. Not a bad spot. Trees and grass all the way along the waterline. So that's obviously public space. Beautiful. Yeah, so Frying Pan Bay. I think I could live here. Thank goodness the wind picked up. Those cardinal markers are there. And we're going across here. There overnight, which I think behind that headland over there. He's slowly catching up, but it's not that fast. All in all, it's turned out to be a pretty nice day's sail. A bit slow to start, we probably didn't really get any wind till about midday. And now it's about 3 o'clock, so I've actually come quite a long way in 3 hours. Gentle. Catching up. I think he's going to the same spot. So here we are for night 2. Not alone, but not too close. I've only got about 2 meters under me. It seems to be a sandy bottom. So I've tidied up. I think I'm going to have to put a tarp on soon because it's quite hot still. So this is Birdcage Point, and over this side is the old Morisset Psychiatric Hospital, which is no longer used. I think it's being turned into a housing estate. It's probably only a metre deep where he is down there, but Hartley's got a flat bottom, so it shouldn't be a problem for him. I draw 44 centimetres. But I have a very nifty technique for telling how deep I am. Because this water's so dirty because of all the rain we've had, you just can't see the bottom. I'll show you. So this is my whisker pole that normally holds out the Genoa, but I've put tape on it and used it for markers. So I know that I draw 44 centimetres, which is that M1, and then anything after that is below the skeg. Beer time. Yeah, it was a pretty good day's sail actually in the end. The wind was no more than 5 knots ever, but yeah, we were running for a lot of the time, so it was a nice gentle sail. I can't get over why there aren't more people sailing here. I mean, you see a lot of boats, but you don't see a lot of people sailing. There's some fantastic little spots. I'll definitely come here again. Now, a lot of people might say that Cape Louise is not a dinghy because there's a cabin. Well, it's a cuddy cabin, which is pretty small. And I like the extra little bit of luxury. So, it might not be a true dinghy, but it suits me. There's a dingo. Can you see the dingo?
Actually, I think it's a fox.
On tonight's menu for something completely different. Yes, vegetarian curry. Oh, whoa. Enjoying the last of the sunset and a vegetable curry. What more could you ask for? Another really good day dinghy cruising, and this is what it's all about. Getting to those little tiny spots where you can get close to the beach, camping, cooking on board, sleeping on board, and just enjoying the environment. You don't need a big boat, really. You just need a bit of fortitude, is probably the right word. You see these other big boats here, well, they're enjoying the same sunset that I'm enjoying in the same place, but they probably cost 2 or 3 times as much, maybe 4. Actually, at least 4. Actually, probably about 10.